was wrong. I don't think that I'm still 100% sure about what they are. They do have a complicated history. Believed that the Navajo people put a curse on the land. It is better to take it with a grain of salt. I prioritize accuracy. Skinwalkers are part of a closed practice. Some practices may not be shared with the public. Hey there, my fellow spooky seekers. Welcome to another episode of Witchcraft Wednesdays. My name is Sissy or Mia, depending on which alter ego decides to show up. And I'm a psychic witch, medium, clairvoyant, clairaudient, basically a jack of all trades when it comes to the paranormal. Every Wednesday we sit down and we talk everything about witchcraft, tarot, deity work, angels, demons, and all that jazz. But we also have Paranormal Tuesdays where I'm reacting paranormal investigations out on the YouTube, and Spellwork Sundays where we dive deeper into spell work. Usually it's witch talk and it's very bad. So if any of that is your jazz, then make sure to subscribe and hit that bell icon, because I am trying to go live every Tuesday to answer all of your questions. But worry not, if you have any questions, make sure to drop them down below, because I am answering every single one in a video form if I don't get to answer them on a live. And coming to that, this is actually a question from, like I said, one of the first people that had ever subscribed. They are the person that I dedicated the 4 first episodes of Witchcraft Wednesdays to, and we're going back to them, and that is STXANX 1313. Like I said, I'm calling them Stas. They haven't said if they minded or not, so I'm gonna continue with that. And their question was if skinwalkers are real and if they can enter our realm. So let's dive into it. Now, I have always said that with witchcraft and spirituality, you never stop learning and you are never able to fully know everything. But what you can do is like educate yourself and learn, okay? And I will always be the first one to tell you when I have new information on my hands that might change the trajectory of how I see things. And let me tell you, I was wrong. I was so wrong, in fact, that I have to retract all my previous statements on previous videos where I talked about skinwalkers. And let this act as the apology video for that. My information on skinwalkers was wrong. And now I see it differently. To make that video, I had to really deep dive on it and do my research as best as I could. And honestly, I don't think that I'm still 100% sure about what they are, and I don't think I will ever know. And I'll explain to you why. Because they are part, I hope I don't butcher this, they are part of the Navajo culture. And they want to keep that part of the culture a secret. They don't want to share it with outsiders. And do you see me? I am white, right? I'm not indigenous. Alright, even if I have 1%, if I do a DNA percent and I have 1% indigenous blood, indigenous genes in my blood, that still doesn't make me someone who is able to be part of that culture, okay? We're gonna touch more on that later. So, like I mentioned, skinwalkers are part of the Navajo culture. In Navajo culture, a skinwalker is a type of harmful witch who has the ability to turn into, possess, or disguise themselves as an animal. The term is never used for healers. In the Navajo language, I really hope I don't butcher this, but Ye Naltlushi, I'm sorry if I butcher this you are welcome to drag me to the mat for it. Translate to by means of it, it goes on all fours. Well, perhaps the most common variety is seen in horror fiction by non-Navajo people. That is one of the several varieties of skinwalkers in Navajo culture. Specifically, they are a type of, if I couldn't pronounce that first one, I'm not gonna even try to pronounce this, but this. So if anyone knows how to pronounce it, could you please try and put the pronunciation of it down below? I want to know, because I want to just give it justice. Alright, now it was said that fuck me, don't worry, I am kind of dying because I'm having spicy noodles, and it's not even like spicy. I don't even use the whole packet, I use just like a drop, and I cannot deal with it. I cannot go more white than that. Anyway, now it is believed, again based on my research, right, but it was believed that in order to become a skinwalker, you had to commit a heinous crime. Usually it involved a murder, more specifically family murder, and I've seen even more specifically the murder of a sibling or a brother. Like I said, I don't know if that's 100%, but it also could involve necrophilia or grave robbing. And now the reason why was this acts is because they were completely contrary to the values of the Navajo people, and therefore considered evil. Now, supposedly, skinwalkers wear the skin of the animal they wish to transform into, depending on the task they want to perform. For example, they may take the form of a bear to gain immense strength. Now, it's important to know that skinwalkers actually assume this role, and it's not like a curse like a werewolf.
I don't have a lot of experience with vampires, but I have hunted werewolves. I shot one once, but by the time I got to it, it had turned back into my neighbor's dog.
Which I could do a thingy on, I could do an episode on, but again, I don't have too much information on it. Anyway, but like I said, the accuracy of this information is very, very limited and uncertain, and is not widely known or accessible. Therefore, it should be respected that not everyone can gain access to this type of information. Now, when you hear about skinwalkers, there is one name that always gets connected to it, and that is Skinwalker Ranch. Now, Skinwalker Ranch or Sherman Ranch is located in Utah, adjacent to the, I hope I pronounced them right, Uintah and Ouray, Indian reservation. And let's just say this location is known for being a hub of unexplainable paranormal phenomena. Now, the Uintah and Ouray Indian reservation is or was, I'm not completely sure if it still is or it was, but is inhabited by the Ute again, help me out, that tribe. And let's just say they do have a complicated history with the Navajo people. At one point in history, the Ute enslaved some Navajo people and fought against them with the US troops during the Civil War. And as a result, the Navajo people were forced to leave their lands, even if they ended up returning later on. Now, the Ute tribe, and it is believed that the Navajo people put a curse on the land, and especially to the Ute tribe, due to their actions against them. And according to legend and my research, the Navajo left shapeshifters / skinwalkers among the Ute as part of the curse, causing the user to avoid Skinwalker Ranch, which again is rumored to be a site of paranormal activity. Now, I would like to mention once again that everything that I mentioned is not entirely confirmed, and it is based on my own research. So it is better to take it with a grain of salt. Now, let us discuss the other part of the question, which was whether or not these beings can enter our realm. And in my personal opinion, I think they can. And let me explain why. According to quantum physics and the theory of parallel universes, there are infinite realities or realms coexisting, one on top of the other. Each reality or realm has its own unique conditions, laws, and beings. However, they're not entirely separate from one another, and there can be interactions between them. I've said that on the psychosis video. Moreover, according to quantum physics, let's go back to that video, the act of observation can materialize things into existence. This means that whatever we observe becomes real and physical. Like we said, a wave can become a particle when we observe it. Therefore, since we know that these beings exist in one way or the other and have been part of our realm and reality based on the history of the Navajo people, which we have in that reality right here, I do believe that they can infiltrate our world. So, in summary, there are infinite parallel realities and whatever we observe materializes. Therefore, it's possible for these beings to enter our realm if we observe them, or if there's a connection between our reality and theirs. Now, as someone who is very passionate about this subject, not just skinwalkers, but the paranormal and spirituality and stuff, I understand your curiosity and commitment to learning more about it. However, as a responsible source of information, I prioritize accuracy in my content. I want to ensure that the information I provide to you is not only informative, but factual. While I do my best to provide you with accurate information, there are times where I make mistakes. I used to believe, like many of you, that indigenous people created skinwalkers as form of beasts to protect their land. However, after this extensive research, it appears that the origins of skinwalkers is deeper than I originally thought. Again, I will try to hammer it in your head. I want to repeat and repeat again that the skinwalkers are part of a closed practice, which means that more information about them is not accessible to outsiders. The indigenous people have their own beliefs and practices. It is crucial to understand and respect that some practices may not be shared with the public. Therefore, it is crucial that I acknowledge my mistake and inform you that the truth about skinwalkers may never be fully known. While it is possible that both theories could be true, that there are these evil witches that committed these heinous crimes, or they did create those creatures to protect their land, it is important to be respectful towards the beliefs and practices of others, and not try to pry the information out of them. As your trustworthy source of information, I want to assure you that if I ever make a mistake in my content, I will admit it and strive to provide you with the most accurate and up-to-date information available on the subject. You will learn as I learn. My practice has changed over the almost 4 years now that I am practicing. And that's good. That's good. So, with that, I know I might not have been too much of a help, because again, I can't know for certain either. But I do hope that kind of open up your mind and open up your eyes to stuff. But if you have any more questions about it or anything else, make sure to drop them down below or in the Google Docs that I have made. But other than that, don't be stupid, and I will see you next time. Bye.